What's going on, church family? It's Sean Shetler here, and I wanted to share an awesome story with you that happened a few years ago. I want to say it was in the spring of 2019. I was in Arizona, and I think I was in Phoenix actually, staying there at a hotel, and I had this great idea to go and climb Camelback Mountain. It's a well known landmark in Phoenix, celebrated for its shape that resembles a camel's hump. It's a popular hiking destination for locals and tourists, offering stunning views. It's also a black diamond or triple double black diamond, I believe. It's like if I'm not mistaken, it's the one of the most difficult. If you climbed all the way to the top, depending on which trailhead you take, trail, it's one of the most difficult climbs for hikers. What is really interesting is that Camelback Mountain is like 3 or 4 feet shy of the same height as the Mount of Olives, which is really cool. Mount of Olives is a hill located to the east of Jerusalem. It has a deep significance in biblical history and Christian tradition. It is mentioned numerous times in the Bible, particularly in relation to the life and ministry of Jesus Christ. Notably, it is a place where Jesus prayed before his arrest in Luke 22:39, and it's also where he ascended into heaven in Acts 1:12. The Mount of Olives also plays a key role in prophecy, with Zechariah 14:4 describing it as a site where the Lord will stand at the end of the days. Today, the mount is home to several ancient olive groves, churches, and tombs, making it a place of pilgrimage for many. The comparisons, the spiritual versus natural. The Mount of Olives holds a profound spiritual meaning for Christians, Jews, and Muslims, whereas Camelback Mountain, it's a natural wonder. The really cool part, though, is that the key comparison is that it's roughly the same height, which is really cool. So when I decided to climb Camelback Mountain back in 2019, I actually made it all the way to the top, and it was very difficult. I only and the reason was I only had 2 bottles of water with me, which is a mistake. Never ever climb this mountain. If you happen to climb it, make sure you take a gallon. I don't care if it's in the spring, summer, winter, or fall. Recently, I saw a bunch of news articles or stories on Facebook where individuals were air flighted out or died or were taken to the hospital because of dehydration. The cool story here was that I met another Sean. I won't go into revealing his identity, but his birthday was yesterday. And so me and him chatted on Messenger, and I just thought it would be kind of cool to talk about this story because it was his birthday yesterday. The key part was I was climbing the Camelback Mountain. I was about 2/3 of the way up from the top, and I bumped into another Sean, and he handed me a bottle of water when he came back down in, I think, like a bandana. And so obviously utilized all of that he had provided, and then he saw that I was struggling on the way down, that it was taking me quite some time to come down. And so he let the park ranger know. Looked like, hey, this guy's dehydrated, probably needs water. And so the ranger came up. I was about halfway down from Camelback. It's about 2,700 and some change feet. And the park ranger gave me another bottle of water. when I finally made it to the bottom of the mount, um, it literally, like, I almost passed out. Like, I was on double, like, I was on -0, like, negative, I was in the negatives. And so I just wanted to make this video and kind of just share the really cool symbolism and connection between Camelback Mountain and the Mount of Olives, because it's roughly the same exact height. And I believe Jesus did um, climb that mountain, or a mountain similar in height. So I thought that was cool. But also just to kind of give some kudos and commendations to the other Sean, for helping a brother out. So I just wanted to share that story with y'all, and I hope you have a blessing and blessed holiday and a Merry Christmas and New Year. Thank you so much for letting me share.